After watching the first season of Fire Force, I felt like there's an urge to put this list on my channel. Fire Force was one of the anime in 2019 which attracted many shonen fans out there. There were so many amazing characters appeared in the first season, all with different traits and abilities which utilized the fire element uniquely. The moment I finished the series in a few days, I can't help but ask, who was the strongest character between all of them? Without using any scouter to check on their power levels, this list will provide the power information of each individual characters based on their strength and abilities, the damage they can cause, and also the influence to their opponents. Without further ado, I, Justaway, will present to you this week's top list, the 5 strongest characters in Fire Force Anime Season 1. Let's roll! As a disclaimer, this list does not contain any information or spoiler from the manga. Also, since this is my personal opinion, I believe there are other views as well from you guys regarding the list itself. So if you have any other opinion on who was the strongest between all of them, be sure to write down in the comment section down below in regards to your strongest characters in Fire Force. Now, moving on to the list. Starting from number 5 spot, our Princess Habana. The hottest spot in this list is filled by the mesmerizing Princess Habana. She is the captain of Company 5 and a 3rd generation pyrokinetic. She holds the ability to create flower-shaped flames through her hand or the fan. She caused some troubles on her opponents with her menacing aura, in which many men fell under her feet. Her weaknesses were her inexperience in combat and lack of physical strength, which is obvious since she was literally a nun with no combat training whatsoever. Thus, she earned the 5th spot here on the list. I can see that there are huge potentials to be revealed on her, of course. Let's hope that she gets more attention on Season 2 as well. Moving on to number 4 on this list. He is our main character from the anime itself, Shinra Kasukabe. The protagonist, the weird looking smile character, Shinra. First of all, I have to point out that not all main characters gain the strongest spot at the beginning of an anime, except for some extraordinary ones, of course. Shinra had a ton of development throughout the series. He was not necessarily the strongest, at least for now, but during the first season we were able to see that there is something special about our main hero. He is young and has a strong will, just like our typical hero type shonen character. This type of character surely will develop over time, gaining new powers and abilities as the story progresses. On the first season, we had a glimpse of what Shinra could be. His ridiculous speed and spirit overcame the challenges he faced and put down his enemies. Towards the end of the first season, Shinra managed to force a Dola Link, which enabled his lightspeed attack as well. Even before he managed to fully control his power, he gained some respect from the other captains such as Maru and Captain Lyon Art Burns as well. Number 3. Joker. The mischievous looking man who carries green wherever he goes. His power was not fully revealed during the first season since he didn't get many screen time, but during the encounter with Sho in the first season, he showed a little of his abilities where he single-handedly held the commander of the Evangelist. Joker also showed a little of his strength during the fight with Shinra, effortlessly dodging Shinra's fierce kicks. During the fights, we saw the differences in battle experience and abilities between them. Joker is a menace, an intriguing character that I can't wait to make appearance once again. He proved himself as a strong character, intuitively smart and an expert in hand-to-hand combat. He can make various shapes of fire in the form of suit of cards, or projectiles with heavy explosion damage. Truly a force to reckon with. One thing to note though, don't get confused between this Joker and the other one, although there are some similarities between them. Now moving on to our runner-up spot on this top list. Ladies and gentlemen, the lazy dead-eyes Maru Shinmon. Maru is an interesting character, and arguably the strongest character in Season 1. There are several reasons to point out here. First, it was mentioned during one of the episodes where all the captains had a meeting that Maru is the strongest of all the captains. On top of that, during the Maru arc, we were able to see his power and how he handled the infernal demon, whereas Shinra and Arthur struggled. Maru is a 2nd and also a 3rd generation pyrokinetic. Just look at those eyes, you can see the menace and his power level during the fight. Maru is also a capable leader in which he took care of his territory with all his heart, winning the 2nd spot with his rigorous powers on his list and also with his big heart. Our winner on this list is no other than the one and only Captain Lyon Art Burns, the captain of the first company, the manliest and tough guy with an eye patch. You can't ignore the fact that mostly all the guys who wear eye patches are dangerous. This one is no different. During the last episode on Fire Force Season 1, we had a glimpse of what he's capable of. Shinra fought Captain Lyon Art Burns using his full power, although there's an argument which says that Shinra was still injured during the fight, but it was obviously that Captain Lyon Art Burns didn't use his full power as well, not even half of his power. He single-handedly just stood there when Shinra came with rapid attacks. This is the power of the king. On top of that, his physical strength shown by his muscle is a threat to his opponents. There are reasons why he deserved the winning spot on this list. His manliness and durability were the main points of his value. I personally think that he is actually stronger than Maru. Why? Because he hasn't shown his full power yet. During the fight with Shinra, he did not even budge, whereas Maru has already shown most of his trump cards during his arc fighting with the Infernal Demon. As a side note, it is also worth to mention about other characters such as Sho, who got nerfed during the end of the season. Without the blessing of the Evangelist, I don't think Sho has a power level above 5000. Nevertheless, I can't wait for the Season 2 next month because probably we're going to see a different character rising up on this list or taking the downstairs as well. Anyway, what do you guys think about the list? Again, if you have different opinion, make sure to write them down on the comment section down below and the reason behind them as well. It will be even better if you could make a video about it and just put the link on the comment section down below so that I can check them out as well. Anyway, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button for more Fire Force and anime related video. Until then, I'll see you next time.